Stop me if you have any questions. Part B, now find an expression for the future value of $1,000 invested for 5 years, the same length of time, at an annually compounded interest rate of 6%. Not continuously, but annually. So this is a discrete model. And the formula for the future value in this case is V equals A times 1 plus I raised to the t power, where I is the annually compounded interest rate. So for part B, we have the same information except you have I equals 0.06. So our calculation is 1,000 times 1.06 raised to the 5th power. And again, you take 1.06, you need to have a calculator that'll raise 1.06 to the 5th power. And then move the decimal over 3 places. And what you get is this figure to the nearest penny. 338, excuse me, and 23 cents. Okay. Now it makes sense, it makes intuitive sense that your answer would be less than what you had in A. Because in A, your compounding is continuous. Every instant, it's compounding at 6% per year. Whereas in this case, it's only compounding annually. So it makes intuitive sense that this answer will be slightly less than this. But the difference is not dramatic. But there's some difference, and it's less, obviously, with annual compounding. Whenever you do a math problem, you should pause and think for just a second. Does my answer make sense? You know, because sometimes you could get the decimal points wrong, and if you thought about it, you would realize that your answer is ridiculous. For example, and I do this myself because I'm prone to making these type of mistakes. For example, if you calculate your future value, suppose somehow you get the decimal point wrong, and suppose you come up with an answer like this for this part A, 134.99. And you could easily do that just by getting the decimal point. Instead of moving the decimal point over 3 places, you just move it over 2. Now, if you look at your answer, why would you know that $134.99 doesn't make sense? Why would that be? If you thought about it for just a second, why would you realize that doesn't make any sense? Yeah, you started off with 1,000. The interest rate is positive. So at the end of 5 years, it's got to be worth more. Okay. The only way this answer, 134.99, would make sense is if the interest rate were negative. Then it may make sense. But if the interest rate's positive, you got to have more than $1,000 at the end of 5 years. Okay, so always check your answers to make sure that they make some sense.